versus Marshall in the black. This is District 9 game. Marshall's been playing well of late. Yesterday they beat Dodge County 4-3 in the district game. So today's gonna be should be a tightly contested matchup. We'll see how it goes. We're all hoping for a little bit better than White Bear Lake, right? All right. We're gonna try to working with the new tripod today. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go on mute. We'll be right back. All right, that's better. Here we go. Looks like our announcers are in the box for some reason. They should know that when they're in town, they're the A crew, so you all get the B crew today. Jamming away. Maybe they're DJs today. Oh, it looks like they're getting the mic ready. So your A crew is going to be announcing. Here we go on this lovely -15-degree Sunday day in Rochester at the Rec Center. I like this arena since you get a nice bird's eye view of the rink. Almost all fits in the picture. All right, we have Smith, Pittocowan, and Hill. Hill on D coming through hard. He picks up the puck. There, goes into the boards hard. Wins it low. Marshall throws it up, held in by Wiesner throws it at the net, blocked by Marshall. They're floating. Marshall's floating the player trying to get a fast breakaway. Down in the corner it goes. Uh-oh. Here comes another break. 25 on the breakaway. Avery with the save. Avery Brownlow. Nice save there. Not really how you want to draw up the first shift. Back to the point, isn't held. Out to neutral zone it goes. Near side, looking to get it deep, and they do. Around it goes, Wiesner to pick it up. Everybody wholesale changes except for Rochester's D. Cross ice pass to no one, and that's going to be an ice. We'll have an offensive zone face-off on the far side. Abby Allgaier on the draw against number 8 for Marshall. Tied up, puck gets shot to the slot, back to the boards. Marshall backhands it lightly, picked up by Rochester, breaks the zone. Oh, my zoom. Cans picks it up. Rooney supports, throws it at the net. Ooh, the goalie has a little trouble handling that shot. Cans down deep with the forecheck with Rooney. Rooney, good tie-up. Can't come away with the puck. Marshall comes on the breakout, breaks the zone, goes weak side with the puck. And that is an ice. These two teams are feeling each other out to start the first period here. 2 minutes in. Allgaier, Solak, and Barr on the offensive far zone draw. Wiesner in the slot on deep. Marshall dumps it up to Deeg. Wiesner over to Solak. Solak easily into the zone with some room. Good patience. Tries to go to the defense. No one's there. She didn't see. This is not going to be an ice. Marshall throws it to the middle, and backdoor girl wasn't quite ready. Barr on the rush through the neutral zone with control. Shot gets blocked and then dumped all the way down the ice, and that will be another icing. So District 9 includes Marshall and Laverne. Those two teams, I believe, are from District 5 normally, but both districts were low on teams, and so they combined them this year. We have a far side offensive zone face-off tie-up by Smith. Now it goes back to Marshall, who gets to the slot. Nice shot by Kendall Hill. Nice hold in by Schmidt with a shot, big rebound. Nobody there for the rebound. Good hold by Schmidt. She pulls it to the middle, gets another solid clapper off. She's the clapper specialist on the team. Forecheck by Rochester. This is going to be an ice. That might go on net. Avery comes out to play it. Dumps it to the corner. Near sideboard battle. Balkans comes around the net with the pucks looking for Hill. She was closely guarded, so she reverses it. Smith picks it up there. Tries to go up the boards, is bottled up. Playing a little bubble hockey in the corner. Nobody wants it there. Squirts free. Balkans with room, tries to pass it up to Hill, just out of her reach. 25 turns it the other way with speed, gets it on her forehand. Good shot on Avery. Avery had that near side post handled. And Avery freezes the shot. Back and forth here to start the first. 9:51 left in your first period. Near side defensive zone draw being taken by Allgaier. To the sideboards it goes, picked up by Marshall. Throws it to the slot, almost deflects on net, goes wide. Cans up the boards with it, gets pinched off the puck. Near side Abby comes, tries to just throw it out, can't get it to break the zone. Avery touches it off to Wiesner. Wiesner up to Cans. Cans is trying to control it, held in by Marshall. Wiesner with some room. She's going to take it behind the net and serve it the ice. She waited for the passing lane. Rooney just went under a stick. Good job by Rooney to get it out, and that'll be an offsides. Yeah, so it was only negative 15 degrees this morning. Yesterday was negative 20. I'm not sure I feel the difference, but we'll go with whatever the thermometer says. Balkans off the far wall with the puck. Board battle, and Marshall comes away with it, finds a player in the slot. Number 12 can't handle that pass, so Solak picks up. Backhand pass up the boards to Smith. They decided to switch positions. That's totally fine. Trying to break the zone through the strong side of the ice. Marshall's there to keep it deep. 5 with a strong shot. I think Avery's knob got a piece of that puck. Now Mia comes out with the puck. Breaks the pressure into the offensive zone. Nice patience around the net. Sticking. It's a little bit of a hook not being called. It's a little borderline. Still deep. No. Solak tried to get on that forecheck. Pass cross ice. Marshall's floating that third winger high when they break out. They're trying to get a spring pass. Bars can't handle the puck, goes underneath Marshall, won't be an ice, so we'll go on a forecheck. Solak reads the breakout pass but can't intercept it. Good interception by Hill. Bounces over, stick back to Marshall. Out to the neutral zone they go. Nice weak side pass. Up to the middle. Good support by Pittokow. Picks it up, comes around, takes the open ice escape. 26 picks it up. That could be a trip. No call. Marshall. No ice. Marshall hits that puck down the ice. That should have been an ice. Deeg tries to find Pittokow. She wasn't ready. She wasn't looking. Marshall back. There's a wide open Marshall player in the middle. Looking for that far side tip and off the boards. Allgaier sends it to the D. Marshall up the middle. Taken away by Allgaier. Deeg back up off the boards. Marshall's changing. So is Rochester. Long shot from the point. Avery blocks to the corner. Cans comes out to the point, forces a quick shot out of the zone. Rochester comes. Rooney, backhand, not strong enough. Trying to get it deep. Oh, here comes Violet Smith. Makes a move to the middle. Tries to get through the traffic. Back to the middle. Balkans with the hold. Puck comes out and should have been, yeah, there's offsides. So we have 16 left in your first period. Shots on goal for Rochester is 4. Shots on goal for Marshall is at 5. Abby Allgaier at the face-off against number 25 of Marshall. Puck's controlled by Marshall coming near ice. Good puck protection by 25 as she shoots a low shot wide left of the net out to the defense. Good pass from Allgaier to Barr. She has room. She's trying to beat the pressure from Marshall. Ooh, she had Solak in the middle. If she can get it to the slot, nobody sees Solak. Now they kind of do. Coaches are screaming, letting them know. Solak with the puck comes out to the slot. Over one stick, still out in the slot, and Barr stays with it and gets a nice rebound goal. Good things happen when you get that puck to the slot. And she does some sort of celebration that boomers aren't supposed to understand. Hand to the face. So that's your first goal of the game. Goes to Rochester Mustangs. Your Mustangs are up 1-0 with 5:35 left in the first period. It was a good rush started by Violet Smith to get it past the net on that goal. Now we got a near side battle. Pops out to Hill. Hill's one-on-one with the D. Uses her body to get around her. Goes up high off the post. Nice shot. Short angle. Deeg has it. Cuts it back. Floats it in deep in the near side corner. Goes under pressure. Violet Smith covers for it. Now we have a 2-on-1 developing. 8 takes it wide. Bodied off by Wiesner. Gets through the pressure. Smith there to support. Now we got a pinch battle going on. Squirts through, and Hill picks it up with some speed. Here she comes across the red line. Her little tap and go past the D. She throws it at the net from behind the net.
Scoring for Boston, number 18, Stevie Barr.
And now number 8 comes in on a breakaway. Avery saves it and she's freezing it. They were not blowing the whistle. She's kind of looking around for it. That's how you want to do it. Far side draw in your Mustangs defensive zone being taken by Allgaier. She ties up, puck gets one back to Marshall's defense. They dump it in, around, it goes behind the net. Marshall tries to hit the defense, is not handled. This will not be an ice. Good forecheck by Rooney. Puck comes back towards Rooney. Pops out to Allgaier. Another zone that's broken, and 25 goes on a rush, 3-on-2. Bad angle shot with two players out front. I'm not sure about that decision. Good chip from Sid out to neutral zone. D to D. Marshall goes from D back to the middle. Inner skates. Isn't handled. Neal passes up to Cans. Little floater out to the neutral zone that Allgaier catches up with. Marshall with the puck. Navigating. Shoots wide right. Mia high off the boards. Out to the D. Back down low. Little lull in the defensive zone. Here comes Allgaier to Solak. Solak almost gets it through. Instead, Marshall goes the other way. Strong shot. Good save by Brownlow. 7 shots for Marshall now. They contain the zone. Get it deep. Bringing it around. Smith with the puck. Ooh, little dangerous pass. Back to the D. Floating shot through to the opposite corner. Not sure that was a shot. I was just trying to get it cross corner. Good pinch off by Solak. Puck goes to center ice. This is probably going to be an ice. And it will be. So 2:34 left in your first period. We'll have another defensive zone near side draw for your Mustangs. Few too many breaks. Almost breakaways for Marshall in this first period. Count 3. Smith on the draw wins it back to Wiesner. Wiesner rings it around for Kendall. Kendall picks it up off the boards, chips it. This is going to be picked up by Piddlecow. She gets it over to, tries to get it over to Violet Smith. Nice job by the goalie taking that passing lane away. She wisely freezes the puck. Violet Smith on the draw. Deegan Wiesner on D. Back to D. To the middle. Drop pass for Wiesner. Floater in. Tip. Loose. Good job crashing the net by the Mustangs. It was a rebound for a second. Frozen quickly. Far side offensive draw, same crew. It looks like there's an explanation being asked for. Equipment malfunction. Looks like goalie equipment malfunction. Hopefully we don't have to buy any more pads because, you know, they're expensive. Not sure, she's been having some knee pad problems where it's just hanging on by a thread. You'd think her parents would get her some new pads, but you know, slackers. Looks like Avery's situated now, getting her pads on. All right, that timeout brought to you by Avery Brownlow. Aves with the saves. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program. Violet Smith ties up, wins it back to Deeg. Deeg with the quick shot, gets through, squirts under, nice shot. Another rebound sitting there. Back to Wiesner, she carries it in. Goalie did not see that shot, she'd been screened. Maddie with the backhand pass deflected, goes back to, off the skate of Hill. Controlled now by Violet Smith, working it behind, comes out to Piddlecow, picked up by Wiesner, another shot goes wide of Deeg, holds the puck in, battling, Allgaier coming to support, puck is still on this near side board, hard to tell who's. Marshall comes back with it, trying to get a little space behind the net, reverses course. D to D, goes up to a breaking center. Number 8 comes in. Avery with the save. The split save by Brownlow on the breakaway. That's got to be almost breakaway number 4 on the morning. There's got to be some defensive adjustments and awareness by the weak side D there. Allgaier wins a draw back. Marshall on the forecheck, comes away with it behind the net. Tries to pass it to the wing, is not held. Rooney on the hard forecheck. Reads it well, comes out, throws her, another tip by Marshall, and back come Marshall with the break. Good job by Sydney Schmidt to come back and break up that shot attempt. A chip off the boards is going to make it for an ice. 39 seconds left in your first period. That last shift had almost 2 breakaways by Marshall. Violet Smith on the draw. Far side deep, one over to Marshall, shoots it on net. Avery with the freeze. Marshall back to the point. Point protects the puck. Defense gets a nice block by Deeg. She's stung. You can see her. She's stung a little bit. Puck squirting towards the middle. Comes out to the D. Looks like a break. Almost a break. That'll be offsides. 17 seconds left in your third period. A lot of action at the end of this period. Neutral zone, far side draw. Defensive side squirts out. Sydney Schmidt to pick it up with 12 seconds left. Tips it off the board. Picked up by Hill. Back to the Marshall. Marshall passes, but Allgaier needs to get a shot on with 2 seconds left. Oh, what an impressive kick save at the buzzer. That was a solid first period by your Mustangs. 12 shots, 1 goal. Marshall comes away with 9 shots. Avery had a few nice saves, including a couple breakaways. You'd think they'd be talking about how to limit the fast breaks. Marshall does a good job getting their winger to fly up the ice once they have control. We'll see how your Mustangs respond in the second. Look at all the fans on this sold-out crowd. taking his extra time to coach. He's got a lot of words of wisdom to give these girls. All right, so we have a solid first period put in the books. Period number 2 here, coming up. All right, we had Violet Smith on the draw with Hill on defense. Comes up, bounces over her stick. Number 5 out hustles him, picks up the puck, goes to the D, picked up. Shot on net, deflected by Deeb. Behind the net, trying to work the puck to the middle again, but Rochester comes away with it for second. Back to 26 on Marshall. Marshall brings it around. Deeb breaks the pressure. Up to Smith. Smith to Hill. Hill one-on-one. Back to Smith. Now she's got a backhand who just misses the net. Wiesner dumps it in far corner where her D partner picks it up. Ooh, we got a change coming at a tough time with Marshall controlling the puck. They had it for a second. Balkans passes it to Sydney Schmidt, who moves it to Allgaier. Allgaier tries to get it deep, picked up by Marshall. Marshall again has players with numbers. Sydney breaks up the rush. Marshall tries to get it to the slot. Picked up by Rochester. Cans with the puck. Cans across the red, off the boards. Go on the forecheck. Nice job on the forecheck to win that battle. Rooney tries to set it to the middle. Rings around to Marshall up the boards. Cans works it back deep around the boards. And stolen by Smith out to the middle. Oh, miscommunication. Miscommunication between Cans and Schmidt. Picked up by, nice shot. Hard shot by Marshall. Marshall goes back to the defense. Deeb walks it, little tipped, and a goal on the rebound. That's a solid job by Marshall getting the puck to the net with players crashing. Avery made the initial save, but D couldn't tie up Marshall. And they get that rebound goal. See how the Mustangs can respond. Draw goes back to Deeg. Deeg rings it around, tries to go off the boards. Allgaier over to Barr. Barr misses the net with the shot. Allgaier working it down low. Up to Wiesner. Wiesner with the clapper. Doesn't get through. Board battle comes back to Mustangs. Drop pass to Wiesner. Wiesner with control. Now we get a shot right off the pads of Marshall. Puck's going up the sideboards. Wiesner's there to try to pinch it off. That'll be an offsides. We'll have a neutral zone draw on your side here with 11 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second period. Against far side. Violet Smith on the draw. Puck picked up by Marshall. Marshall gets it deep. Schmidt to pick it up. Chucks it up the boards to Marshall. Avery saved behind the net. Trying to find it, straight behind the net, over pass intercepted, weak pass intercepted by Violet Smith, who now finds Pitokow, weak side. Pitokow wants to go to the middle, telegraph that pass. Puck makes its way up to Smith, and now Balkans picks it up and dumps it towards the board safely. Pitokow picks it up with Violet Smith in the front. She can't find her. Take down. Good job by Smith with the pressure. Deeg picks up the pass, skates it low, tough angle shot. Wiesner with the pinch, holds it in. Hill picks it up, shot into the knee pads of Marshall. Into the corner it goes. Up the middle with that pass is intercepted by Deegan. Here she comes off the boards. One. Breaks the first pressure, gets hung up on the second one. Marshall comes around with full control. They like this up the middle pass. Avery's gonna have to play the puck. Deeg off the boards to Cans. Cans gets knocked off the puck. Marshall the other way, 2-on-1. Number 5, if she finds 12, she decides to shoot. Nice strong shot, misses the net. Had a wide open player in the slot. Regroup by Marshall, decides not to go D to D. Comes back near side. 8 picks it up, pokes it up to 12. Sydney with the breakup. Sydney Schmidt around the net with the puck. Here she comes with some space and some speed. Makes it through 3 players, 1 left. Last defenseman takes her body, knocks her off the puck. Good job by Schmidt to prevent an easy pass. Picked up by Barr in the corner. Barr navigating out to the middle. Far side battle, Rochester getting pressured. Rooney comes away with it, back to Barr. Barr has a little shooting lane, blocked by Marshall. Marshall just dumps it up the boards, and that's gonna make it, that'll make it ice. All right, so we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period. All knotted up at 1. Same with the shots, all knotted up at 14. Riley Smith on the draw. Marshall wins the draw, dumps it up the boards, intercepted by Solak nicely. Slot shot, deflected by Marshall. Corner battle. Puck is handled by Mia. Mia, just flies the net. That was a sneaky shot. It just missed. Chip off the boards. Mia's on the puck. Pressuring Marshall, pinching her off on the boards. Smith comes away with it. Up. Solak wasn't quite watching for that pass. Avery just freezes it. So we'll have a far side defensive zone draw. Pittokow, Hill on the wings, and Allgaier taking the draw at center. Marshall really likes the center breakout pass. This draw is won by Marshall, back to the D, who ring it back around. Picked up by D with some little speed. Tries to chip it out. Held in by Marshall. Now it comes back to the D, who gets to puck close to the slot. It's passed, reversed to Pittokow. Pittokow up the Hill. Whoops. Hill can't handle the pass. Marshall back into the zone. 8 can't handle the pass for Marshall. Wiesner with the puck. Backhand, one hand's not going to cut it. Floating pass to the middle. Picked up by Marshall's D. Little fluttered shot. Blocked to the corner by Avery. Hill with the puck. Passes cross ice to Pittokow. Too far out in front. Chips off the boards to 8. And there's another rush by the Marshall Mathers. Pittokow breaks the zone. Pinches her from behind, and that's going to be a penalty. That'll be your first penalty of the game. It's one of those pushes gone wrong. Wasn't anything extreme, but body check by Maddie Pittokow. Mad Dog with the mad check. Minute 30 penalty on the board. 6:35 left in your period, and Violet Smith on the draw. Puck comes out to Marshall. Marshall can't get the shot off. Violet picks it back up, trying to navigate the pressure. 2 on. Marshall comes away with it. Cross ice pass to D. Knight 9 with the shot. Sails the net. Marshall chucks the puck. Rooney gets it out nicely to the neutral zone. Marshall's looking cross ice. For some reason, there's a change. Now another big rush. Tries to float a pass cross. Good defense by Wiesner to tie up the slot pass. Now Violet Smith ships it deep. 42 seconds left in the penalty kill. She goes down. Marshall's going to have numbers if they move. You can hear the parents excited. Number 9 cross ice pass looked offside to me. Marshall should be in ice. Marshall dumps it from just on the wrong side of the red line. You like to see that as a Mustang fan. So 5:28 left in your second period with 23 seconds left on the penalty kill. And we will have Allgaier on the draw. Far side. She wins it back to Wiesner. Wiesner shoots a low shot, makes it through about the slowest shot of the game. Good pressure by Allgaier. Picked up by Cans. Cans throws it deep. It comes back to Marshall. Marshall can't handle it. Allgaier now with full control. Realizes Mustangs are full strength. Good control for a second. Now Mustangs are on the forward check. Maddie tries to get another checking penalty, but that girl's too big. Allgaier comes back around, reverses course. She's got Balkans at D. Balkans gets the shot through, just misses the wide left. Schmidt dumps the puck to the middle, nobody home, and here comes their patented breakaway play. You would think adjustments would be made. Slot pass is intercepted by Barr. Barr can't get it out. It's rung around, back to Barr. Barr sizing up the D, tries to poke check it through, can't. But now she does get it out. 25 coming around. Good move to get past the first Rochester D, and then she gets pinched off. Good job. Hard pass to Barr isn't handled. Mustangs throw it back in. Deflected from the ref nicely to the middle D. Here comes a 1-on-1, 2-on-1. Good pass over. Nice shot. Good save by Avery Brownlow. Marshall pitches himself off, and here comes the Mustangs. Can't break the zone. Nice job by Violet Smith to get it out. 25 comes again on another 2-on-1 if she sees her. Good move to the outside. Tries to go high. Avery stands strong. Freezes the puck. At least once or twice a period, Marshall is flying that winger as soon as they get control for a breakaway pass. It's a smart play. Mustangs defense has to start to see that and recognize it. Marshall with a quick shot. Gloved by Avery. Allgaier on the far side draw. Similar result. Back to the defense. Deflected by Pitokow over to Hill, can't handle. Number 9 with Marshall. Shoots it at the net. Avery deflects it behind. D is pressured. Can't get the puck out. Still can't get the puck out. Now Allgaier offers skates to Pitokow. Makes a move. Beats the first pressure. Comes in. Trying to navigate. She gets around her. Makes a shot. Gets the shot off just wide. Rochester back to D. Clapper hits somebody's head. Headshot. Pitokow getting pinched. Allgaier comes in to help. Traffic jam down low. Nice attempt to get it back to Balkans. She is holding the zone. Rings it around. Marshall break out pass the other way. Off of Sydney's pads. 8 was floating behind Mia, trying to get that break. Pass to the middle, intercepted by Smith up to Hill. Hill to the boards. Rings it in deep, gets a change. Smith on the forecheck. Nice stick check. Passing to the slot when nobody's there. Sydney goes in for the, oh no, that's Cans goes in for the pinch, gets maneuvered around. Now we have another 2-on-1 developing. Over, nice pass over to 32. Now back in front. That shot does go on net. Chuck knocks down the rebound player. That was nice. A little weak pass up, intercepted by Marshall. Backhand pass, chipped out by Annika Rooney. Cross ice dump by Marshall. Wiesner with the puck behind the net. Breakout pass into the pads of Marshall. Deeg picks it up. Cans can't control it. Deeg still going strong side. Here comes Cans with the puck. She's got Rooney. She sees her. A little flutter pass over her stick. And now full sail change. Good job by Sydney to get over for that long pass attempt. Marshall passes it up, intercepted by Balkans, near side. Balkans out of the zone, through the skates to Barr. 46 seconds left in the second period. Barr with control, can't break the pressure, gets knocked off the puck. Sydney Schmidt to pick it up with 36 seconds. Takes it in front of the net, passes it over to Solak. Missed pass a little bit, but it worked out. Marshall sends it back deep around the net. Balkans late to the party. Up to the D. D makes a move on Solak. Good block by Balkans. Now the puck squirts out. 10 seconds left with the rush coming. One-on-one. Little float pass over to Barr. She can't get to it. 2 seconds and that'll be her period. Another tight period. So Marshall wins that period 1-0. Marshall with 19 shots. We're tied up 1-1. Rochester Mustangs with 16 shots with 1 to play. See if your Mustangs can adjust for the Marshall system. It's 2 periods of consistent breakout technique of that far side wing just shooting up to far blue line to try to catch your weak side defense snoozing. It's a good play and it's worked a number of times today. Minutes is on the clock. Period number 3 is on the clock. See if your Mustangs can put one more goal up, the next goal up to start this third. That next goal is super important here. Put a little pressure on. We have Smith, Pittocow, and Hill start the third. Wiesner and Deeg. Good tie up. Puck squirts over Marshall, but they pick it up. Deeg tries to go up the middle with the puck. Deeg picks it up, comes up the middle, breaks for three forwards. Nice shot on net. Good save by Marshall. Pittocow chucks it over, bounces over Hill's stick. Good protection. Now Hill engages again, ties it up until Smith can come around to get control. Smith comes around, protecting, up to the slot. Maddie's shot, deflected out to Smith. Ooh. Working hard to get some shots. Can't quite put it in. Hill back with control, she's patient. Mia, shot out to the middle, rebound just sits there. You gotta get players in the net ready for that rebound. Allgaier picks it up, it goes under her stick, and now 25 goes the other way. That's gonna be a penalty on Mia Balkins for something. She pushes her too hard or something, and it's kind of a ticky-tacky call at this point in the game. What do you do? So your Mustangs will go on their second penalty kill of the day. Rooney and Allgaier out for forwards. Puck is won by Marshall. Marshall with control, tries to shoot it. Far side, tip, but not on net, thankfully. Puck up the sidewall. Puck deflected again off mid. Deeg picks it up, passes it to Allgaier. Nice lateral move around the first defense. Now there's a 2-on-1 developing. Over to Rooney. Rooney backhands, intercepted, picked up by Wiesner. Wiesner to Deeg. Under Deeg's stick. Deeg tries to get it deep, but not deep enough. Rooney broke up the pass, chips it in, handled by Marshall. Marshall up to the middle to 5. 5 over to 3. 3's got some room. Little shot behind the net. Chipped up the boards by Allgaier. Nice job of getting it out and forcing an offsides. Mustangs will have 32 seconds left of the penalty kill. Pittocow and Smith at forward. At the neutral zone draw. Marshall wins it far side of the D with a strong shot. Blocker save to the corner. Cans pestering. Deflected by Balkin, by Schmidt. Schmidt held up on the sideboard. Underneath. Puck is just fluttering back and forth here. What is going on? Now it breaks the zone. Marshall's going to have to regroup, and they're thinking about dumping it. What was Avery doing? She didn't see the puck? Okay, Schmitz picks it up with speed and some space. Into the zone. Mustangs go behind the net. Barr has it, loses it. Marshall picks it up. Up the boards, out to Barr. She's got a little space. Nice shot, deflected. That puck was deflected as it was shot on net. I don't think the goalie saw it until last minute. Again, good things are going to happen when the puck goes towards the net. So your Mustangs are full strength with 11 minutes left in the third. Offensive near side draw by Smith. Marshall with the win. Mustangs turn it back over. Control. Escaping. Off the boards. Deeg low to take control. Make sure it stays in. Somebody's got to cover for a D spot. Solak picks it up on the sideboard. Nice pass to Smith. She falls down. Rolls a tire. Those banana peels start to come out. Barr with the puck. Full control. Tries to get it deep. Can't. Marshall can't get it out. It's at her feet. She doesn't see it. Barr finds it. Now pinches it. Board battle. Mustangs come away with it. Nope. Marshall picks it up, looking for that centering pass. They like to go cross-ice center, and here they come on another break. Avery with the glove save. That's a nice shot by Marshall. Marshall's transition game with the puck has been faster than the Mustangs today, which you can tell by the fast breaks they've been getting. See if your Mustangs can put a little pressure back down. That was good pressure by your Mustangs. Trying to get a grimy goal. Allgaier picks up the puck, comes around, passes it up to Maddie. Maddie tips it out to Hill. Hill's got some speed. Dumps it in deep. Wins the race to the puck easily. Comes around with full control. Now she gets pinched off the puck. Marshall out to cans when I am not watching the camera. Ooh, here comes the puck. It squirts out and frozen by the goalie. So another offensive zone draw far side for your Mustangs. That was a good tic-tac-toe breakout and rush that you didn't get to see it. But I'll do better. 9:26 left in your third period. Deeg on the draw. Draw goes to the side, up the boards. Again, they look in middle. Schmidt had picked up the far side, so they went to the center. 5 with the shot. Avery gloves it. Your shots are 22 for the Mustangs, 21 for Marshall. Real tight game here today. Deeg on the draw. Ties up. Through her skates. Schmidt passes up to Rooney. Rooney tries to go cross ice through 3 players. That's not going to work. 5 brings it back for Marshall. Navigating her shot. Ooh, nice low shot. Wide net. Chuck chips it out. Deeg picks it up. Deeg with speed. 2-on-1 if she sees it. She saw it. Just out of reach of Rooney. Rooney gets pinched off the puck. Marshall's screaming for a weak side. They find her. Another rush by number 8. Good save by Avery. Good pick up by Barr. Now she's got the speed. Good back and forth pace here in the third. 2-on-1. She works it to the middle. Deflected on net. No rebound. Another face-off. Back and forth action here in the third period. Like you've been seeing all day, those transitions for Marshall is what their strength lies. Draw comes to the near side board, back to Cans. Cans with the shot into the feet of Marshall, deflected far side, picked up and held in by Piddlecow. Can't hold on to it, does hold it in. Hill picks it up. No, now she breaks the zone, trying to work it to a good shot. Passes back to Balkins. Balkins over the nice tip, just wide. Cans deep to pinch, nice job. Behind the net it goes. Picked up by Kendall, pinched off, hard by Marshall. Reverses course. Smith on the forecheck, picks it up. Or not, loses that battle. Near side battle board we have. There it goes, it gets out of the zone. Maddie Piddlecow to pick it up on her backhand. She's got pressure behind her. Squirts out of the zone. Marshall regrouping. Little crash on the far side. 7 minutes left in the third. Marshall picks it up. Getting pinched off by a number. Breaks the pressure almost. Allgaier picks it up. He has it. Tries to pass it to Hill. Looks like Hill's a little tired here. Balkins escapes nicely, then passes it up into the skates of Deeg, who tries to slap it out, and it makes it. Yeah. Hard forecheck by Hill. Passes intercepted by Marshall. Marshall tries to get it deep. Now they'll have to regroup. Number 5 is Marshall's captain, it looks like. Big C on the jersey. Now they got all sorts of numbers if they want it. Violet picks it up, intercepted, bumped off the puck, back to Schmidt. Schmidt taking it across the red line, bottled up by Marshall. Marshall back to Rochester. Mustangs passes up the middle. Good move by Violet. Second good move. Low shot, deflected behind. Pass intercepted by Chuck. Chuck with the puck. Loses it. Barr holds it in. We've got a little adjustment going in the third period, seeing how that can go. Icing on Marshall. Good pressure by the Mustangs. .542 left in the third. Offensive near side draw by Deeg. Rooney and Solak on the wings. We have Schmidt and Barr on D. This looks like a goal to me. Marshall rings it around, can't hold that, can't handle the puck. Deeg back on the forecheck. Reverse course by Marshall, tries to get it to the winger, down winger to center, held in by Barr, picked up by Marshall, back up to Marshall, can't connect on that pass. Schmidt ringing it around, getting pressured, tries to pass it up to Barr, and it is out of the zone. Now passes it over to Rooney. Now we have a 2-on-2 developing towards the net behind. It goes. Solak picks it up, tries to send it to the front, hits the side of the net. Up the boards to Marshall. Marshall breaks it to the center. Deeg off the boards, chips it, doesn't get deep, but comes back to Rochester. Cans breaks the pressure into the zone, gets it deep, not rung around. Smith picks it up with control, hooked off, oh, she keeps it. Over to Piddlecow, backdoor to Solak. She was ready, and the ref throws his hands in the air because the net is off. Not by much. 4 minutes, 27 seconds left in your third period. We have the Hill, Smith, Piddlecow lineup. Marshall's been good on the draws today. They win the draw, but Kendall had it for a second, and now Marshall turns it up. Takes it wide around Balkans. Has a lane. High shot, flies the net. Marshall battling on the sideboard. Mustangs pick it up. Smith off the boards. That is not going to be nice. They had it waved off last minute. Near side sideboards. Touch pass up. Now there's a 2-on-1. Schmidt with a nice back check. Piddlecow also there to pick it up. Now we have another 2-on-1. And a goal. Yeah, the turnover on the sideboard generated another 2-on-1, and coming across the slot, went back against the grain with the shot. That'll give Marshall that 2-1 lead. Draw comes back Mustangs' way. Schmidt picks it up, brings it around. Picked up by Allgaier. Allgaier can't break the zone. Schmidt with the puck again. Cuts it to the Barr with the puck. Cuts it to the middle. She's got space. She's taking the space. Hard shot. Doesn't get through. Back to Allgaier. Allgaier holds it in. Picked up by Marshall. Marshall goes to the boards with it. Chips it off the boards to center ice. Balkans pick it up. 3 minutes left in the third period. Nice pass up to Deeg. Deeg tries to cut it back, poked off the puck. Puck is squirting around. Fans are getting excited now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. They're going to probably be thinking about pulling Avery. 2:30, Rochester with the puck. Balkans with it. Up to Wiesner. Wiesner poked off the puck to the slot. Shot on the net. Another slot pass. Big wind up by the D. Picked up and taken the other way by Smith. Smith with it. That could have been it. Check. Barr picks it up, wings it around, looking for a nice lateral move. Past the first one now. Marshall the other way, number 8 with the shot, misses wide. Deeg with the puck, chips it up. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the third. Barr up to Hill, can't handle the puck. Now back, handled by Avery. Schmidt comes up with the puck. They really need to think about pulling the goalie now. Avery's floating up, waiting to come off. Onside. Now Marshall loses a stick. This is a good time to make some pressure out to the slot. Piddlecott with a shot. Rebound sits there. Sidney back to the middle, intercepted by Marshall up to Piddlecott. Piddlecott off the puck. Here comes Barr. That might be an ice. That is an ice. Schmidt, Smith, Piddlecott, Hill, Wiesner, and Deeg are your 6. Be a really important draw to win it back on this one. Marshall's been winning most of the draws today, which has hurt us a little bit. Puck goes up to the sideboard where Marshall picks it up. Deeg on her backhand sends it around deep. It's picked up by Marshall. Marshall tries to go up, top, misses the net. Nice chance by Mustangs. Back around the net it goes. Far side corner. Piddlecott pinches, but only one on the puck is not going to cut it. Schmidt back checks nice. That could be a penalty. Nothing called. Smith with 25 seconds. Passes to the sideboard. Piddlecott picks it up. Comes back across in the slot. 16 seconds left. Back to Cans. Cans back to Piddlecott towards the middle. Right in the slot. And she scores with 8 seconds left in your period. Cardiac Kitties. Not sure how Hill got so wide open. Two to 2 is your score. 8 seconds left in the period. It's not over. We've seen really late goals this season. Smith, Allgaier, and Chuck on the wings. Piddlecott on D picks it up with 4 seconds. Tries to break the zone, and she does, and that will do it. Well, that was an exciting, tightly contested game. Wasn't looking good until the last minute when your Mustangs were able to get the equalizer. So that keeps them undefeated in districts, which is important. Marshall is definitely an up-and-coming team. They've been...
Score for the Mustangs, number 20, Kendall Hill, assisted by number 17, Cameron Kim, and number 14, Matt
Cans and Piddlecott with the assist, and Hill with the game-tying goal. Marshall ends with 24 shots. Mustangs end with